All right, guys, 7.6 math. We're talking all about mixed numbers today. And if you remember, a mixed number is when we have a whole number and a fraction combined. You look at 2 and 3/4, you might think of something like I've got 2 and 3/4 candy bars I'm gonna share with my friends. You've got 2 candy bars, and then you've got 3/4 of a candy bar, okay? Not quite a whole, just short of a whole one, okay? So what this chapter is ultimately gonna ask you to do is take mixed numbers and turn them into just a fraction, just a pure fraction. And also take a fraction that's greater than 1, like 7/3, that's more than 1, and turn it back into a mixed number. So you're going to work in two directions with mixed numbers. Let's start off with just a mixed number that we're going to turn into a fraction. Okay, we've got 2 and 3/4. Okay, 2 and 3/4. We want this to be equal to just a number that's a fraction, not a mixed number. We know that we're chopping bits up into fourths. We're gonna chop wholes up into 4 pieces because that's our denominator in the fraction. So over here we're chopping into bits of 4. Let's take these and chop. This is a whole. Let's chop into bits of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4 for a whole. And let's chop this one up too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we chopped them up into groups of 4, and now we've got a whole bunch of 1/4 on our hands. We'll write that in: 1/4, 1/4. All of these bits are 1 part of 4 total parts. Almost got them. Sorry, camera work here. Okay, so we just went from having 2 and 3/4 to now having just a whole bunch of 1/4. A whole bunch of 1/4. 4 is going to have to continue being our denominator. Let's add up our numerators to see how many we have total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 and 3/4 is the same as the fraction 11/4. Okay, and if you do a little bit of division, we say, okay, how many times can 4 go into 11? It can go into 2 times. And that would be 8, and then we'd have 3, kind of 3 left over, remainder 3. So that's another way of kind of solving it, but I like this model. We know that we've got to work with 4 as our denominator, so we're going to chop these wholes up into groups of 4, and we're going to count all of our 1/4. There were 11. Our new fraction is 11/4. 2 and 3/4 equals 11/4. Let's look at this one. This one's going to be tough. It is 8 and 1/6. We've got 8 full parts, and then we've got a little 1/6 down there. These whole parts, we'll call them candy bars. Sorry, they're not all the same size. They should all be the same size, but my fault, my bad. All right, we're going to divide them up into how many pieces? How many pieces will each whole be chopped up into? You got it, 6, right? That's our denominator. That's what we're working with. So let's take them and chop them up into groups of 6. It's going to take a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now our second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I had 8 whole groups. I had, say, 8 whole candy bars, and I chopped them up into 6 parts, each whole. Okay, so now I've got a whole bunch of what? I've got a whole bunch of 1/6 on my hands. Now I need to count up all of my 1/6. Whatever this is, our new fraction, we're changing from a mixed number to a fraction, remember? The denominator is going to have to be 6. That's what I'm chopping up into parts for. Let's count how many 1/6 I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. All right, so my new fraction, 8 1/6, is the same as 49/6. Okay, let's check that real quick. How many times does 6 go into 49? 6 goes into 49 8 times, and then there's 1 left over. That's our 1/6, 8 times, and then 1/6. So 8 1/6, that's a mixed number that is the same or equal to the fraction 49/6, or 49/6. Okay? And then let's look at when we've got a fraction and they want us to turn it into a mixed number. Okay, we've got a fraction and we're going to turn this into a mixed number. I'll tell you right now, we're going to turn it into 2 1/3. Right? You can, if you look, you can kind of see how 7/3 as a mixed number, you can kind of do that in your head and kind of, yeah, 2 1/3 seems right. Let's check it. Let's divide them up into a bunch of 1/3, because that's what we're talking about, right? That's our unit fraction. All right. Let's see what 7 1/3 looks like. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. There's 7 of them there, okay? We've got 7. How many would I need to get a whole? How many of these 1/3 do I need to get a whole? Well, 3, right? Let's take this and box it in. All right. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 3/3, right? Or 1 whole. Okay. Let's see if we can't find another group of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 3/3, or 1 whole. 3/3. So now I've got 2 wholes and, well, just 1/3 left over at the end, right? Because I had 7 of them. If I've got 1/3 left over at the end, I can't really do anything with it. So I've got 1 whole and another 1 whole. That equals 2. And then I've just got 1/3 left over at the end. So I'm running out of room here, but 2 1/3 equals 7/3, 7/3. 2 1/3 equals 7/3, 7/3. Mixed number up here, fraction down here. Okay, let's continue on. Sorry that we got a little crowded on space here. All right, let's say we've got 1 1/8, and that's a mixed number, right? 1 1/8, that's a mixed number, and they want us to turn it into just a fraction. Just a fraction. Okay, so with 1, well, we're talking about splitting it up into groups of 8. So 1 whole is going to be 8/8, right? It's 1 whole. We've got all 8 parts for, 8/8. And then we still have the other half of the mixed number, the fraction. So what's 8/8 plus 1/8? Yeah, 9/8, right? So the mixed number, I'm sorry for the camera work again. The mixed number 1 1/8 equals 9/8. Got it? All right, let's look at this one. And we are getting crowded. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take and do a little eraser just to have a little more room. All right, we've got 1 3/5. We have that mixed number. They want us to turn it into a fraction, just a fraction. So let's see, that 1 is going to be 5/5, right? Because it's a whole. So 5/5 is a whole. And then we're going to add that 3/5, that other half on. 5/5 plus 3/5 equals what? 8/5. All right. So 1 3/5 is a mixed number. Written as just a fraction is 8/5. All right, let's do one last one. This is 11/4. They want us to turn that into a mixed number. Okay, how many 1/4 are we going to have to add up to basically get a whole? 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Oh, there's a whole. Okay, so we got a whole. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 4/4. Okay, we've got a whole. Very good. That can be 1. And then let's keep adding them up together. We're going to run out of room, but 1/4 and 1/4 plus another 1/4 and another 1/4. Okay, there's another. That's another 1 whole. And let's see, can we get one more 1 whole? 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That equals 3/4. That equals 3/4. We'll write that down just so we keep track. That equals 3/4. So we ended up with 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then that fraction down there. So 1 and 1 equals 2. And then those leftover 3/4. So 11/4 is a fraction. If we want that to be written as a mixed number, it's going to be 2 3/4. All right, guys. This is a little bit complicated. Not bad. It's just going to take some working through. But let's plan on doing the whole chapter or the whole lesson. That is 7.6, 417 to 422. And send me any questions. I expect there's going to be a little bit of struggling because it's not easy, but you guys will do wonderfully. We'll work through it together, and we'll see you in our Zoom meeting. Bring questions there too. Feel free. All right.